true. That's true.
Fight Club. All right.
Okay.
I don't think we're going to use any of that as an intro because that was awful.
Yeah, we just gotta lock in.
Don't tell me to lock in. Every time I've ever said, don't tell me to lock in. I am the worst at locking in. Anytime I've ever told myself, all right, we're going to lock in, I do 10 times worse, and I had like the last 5 times before.
Do me a favor. Grab right here.
Okay.
Just right here. Grab it.
Okay.
Pour it to the side.
Okay.
That's you locking in.
Okay.
We're locked in.
If you tell me to buckle up, that's fine. I'm buckling up. I'm not locking in.
Straddle down, partner.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to The Subject Matter. I'm your host, Stephen Jenkins, here with your co-host, Mr. Jonathan Dayton, and our special guest, Mr. Colby Mallery. We are experts in nothing here to give you our thoughts and opinions on all of it. That might be the first time where I've been consciously aware that I'm, just saying the intro without actually thinking about it.
That's good.
You know? So that means we've been doing this for
A long time.
171 episodes now, or 72, depending on how we release the one with Nick.
Did you say 170? I heard What episode?
170. I cut it out, so no, I just said 72.
Okay, I was like,
I
wow,
cut out
wait,
the 100.
I was like, that's a
I
lot
didn't- I
longer
didn't-
than what I had thought
I didn't
we were
mess
doing.
up that bad.
Lock in.
And if anybody is, childlike here, it's me and Jonathan, but Colby's a close third. So, Colby, you've been on the podcast before.
One other time.
One
Twice.
other time.
Twice. Yeah, I think we talked about cars the first time.
No, 3 times then, because you were also on the chicken nugget episode.
Yes.
You were.
I was chicken nuggets, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And you didn't do the best, but you didn't do the worst.
No,
if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I think I tried to go with like an underdog pick,
Mm-hmm.
just hoping that it didn't work.
That game really was Connor's game to lose because he chose against Chick-fil-A,
Yeah.
knowing that I was on the board, which was a foolish decision to make. But then you were also talking about disc golf.
Oh, yeah?
So now we've covered cars,
Yep.
we've covered chicken,
Yep.
and we've covered disc golf,
We have.
the classic trio. What is our topic for today?
Yeah, so I think what's really cool is I have since matured and by the setup, so have you guys, since
A little bit.
since our last conversations. Still disc golfing, hoping to get to the pro level by the end of the summer.
Nice.
I'm not chickening anymore. I'm no longer at Chick-fil-A.
Okay.
However, I'm still into cars as I am now a marketing manager, head of design, and public relations at.
Nice.
So, through me in that position, now we all kind of share a common ground in marketing and media, and would love just to talk about it, discuss it, the goods, the bads, and the uglies.
Yeah. So I do video. I would say is my bigger. I would say that's bigger of a specialty than marketing, but obviously I do marketing as well. Jonathan is very heavily into the marketing game, and I guess I'll ask Colby specifically, what topic do you first want to cover with the marketing?
Yeah.
Specifically.
And it was funny. I do have a hyper-specific topic.
Okay.
That I.
Well,
think
let's
is
get
interesting.
hyper specific.
I'm ready.
Let's
lock in.
So, have you guys seen? Have you guys seen the change of marketing over the last 5 years, going from your traditional catchy slogans, quality graphics, pushing for good commercials, and now we have complete meme marketing taking over all platforms.
Yes.
Like, you guys are aware of that in some sort of way.
I think the simple answer for that is just that people don't like it when people try so hard.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
I don't know what your thoughts are on that.
I just think it's so funny how there have been people who have spent years in graphic design, years in kind of understanding marketing in some certain way. And over the last, especially in the last 3 years, some of the biggest that come to mind is Dr. Pepper, Slim Jim, from the from the automotive media side of things, Donut Media, they are a really big one, even to the point of if sometime look up the IRS's Instagram account, it's insane. They will just post pictures of cats with just super one color filter over them and just have some sort of like a little bit of IRS info, like protect your money, something like that. It is the funniest thing. Like they have, like the IRS itself has fully embraced meme culture on Instagram.
I'm trying tomorrow.
Do it.
And so I went with like just looking like someone could spend so much time. Next thing you know, you hire a 21-year-old intern who gets permission one time to make a post.
Yep.
It becomes their most successful post ever. Guess what? Now the person who's just spent 6 years in marketing is now out of a job. Because not me, of course, that's a very big jump. Very big jump. But it's the idea that's just so funny to me.
But I mean, it's not completely incorrect. I
Agreed.
Because I mean, there was an example that I saw recently. There was a video that had gone viral. It was I don't even know what type of music it was. People were just kind of roasting it all over TikTok. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about. It sounded like this sort of very like loud, upbeat, sort of jazz, sort of pop. I don't know what type of genre you could call it. Maybe scat or something. I don't know. But
That's deer poop.
yeah, I've heard types of music called that as well. But that's what people were calling it at the very least was. But people were kind of roasting and saying that it sounded like, a song to reveal the new iPhone 6 or something like that. And it made me think about how, okay, but you're only saying that you don't like it because it's overused, right? Like the iPhone's commercials sell a crap ton of iPhones, right?
Yeah.
So that means that at some point that had to be good to use it had to be new to get people to like go and buy something because using outdated techniques to do something wouldn't have worked. So they were using what was the latest and it's new, and now it's the old, right? Which is kind of how it always is, but it just signals that we're moving past that now into something else. And the traditional way of marketing specifically, people just do not care about it anymore at all. I don't know what you find to be.
I just don't think you need to go to school for marketing. I think that
Yep.
anyone can learn marketing if you were given the opportunity to do it. That's where I'm at. My first adult job, quote unquote, was marketing. I guess what I did, but I had no degree in marketing.
Mm-hmm.
But I just dabbled in it, and it kind of led to where I'm at now. But you don't need to go to school. Everyone goes to college for mass comm.
Mm-hmm.
Like everyone
That
goes
is-
to
yeah.
mass comm. It's like the common theme at
Mhm.
colleges, hoping to get into marketing and communications, or they go into a communications degree. Valuable, there is some value in it, yes, but if you're giving a marketing position, I don't think there's any value in it.
I mean, having been in mass comm, I can say that the video production side of the classes that I took, which was a specific track in there, I can say is useful. I mean, not to speak ill, but I can't say for certain that I would have not been able to learn everything else outside of class. And when you're doing it on your own and on your own pace, I mean, it depends on what type of education you like to get, but could have paid a whole lot less and
Yeah.
basically gotten the exact same thing, especially because, I mean, what you learn in college, I mean, to your point, if it's an institution like a university, institutions like that tend to have such a long wait time before the information becomes current, right? And so then by the time you actually are taught what you're taught, now all of a sudden that information is 2 years out of date. 20 years ago, 30 years ago, it didn't matter because trends didn't change as fast. But, a trend from a month ago does not have near the same traction now as it did literally just a month ago. And there's zero time for you to learn, implement, and take that out. So you have to be constantly on top of it.
Well, that's the problem. That's the problem with the different degrees. So if you're doing ancient history as your major, ancient history doesn't change. your textbook is the same whether it was written in 2000 or 2025. It's the exact same. The media changes changes daily, but like for teaching purposes, you could theoretically say every month there's something new that should be added to a textbook. And so by the time you learn it and graduate and get into the degree field, you're probably 2 or 3 years behind the current trends. Now, I'm not saying you are going to be, because if you're any human that uses Facebook, social media, you're caught up with the current trends. But if you're learning from a textbook,
I mean, I had a
or your
class.
professors are 105 years old, that also
There's that too.
also throws a wrench into things.
I mean, I had a current issues class with a textbook. Textbooks take forever to get published. That textbook is going to be out of date by the time it comes out.
So true. It's interesting you brought up just there was kind of one topic off topic about like, hey, it's never or being out of date. It's never going to change. It's kind of interesting. Like in like current topics, I always like look and I remember like asking my grandma about like or my great grandma about like what was the Great Depression like? Could you really not, could you really not afford potatoes? And like a bunch of stuff like that.
Canned bread and water.
Yeah. But now like it's interesting like we lived through COVID-19.
Yeah.
Like that was one of the craziest things to happen. I mean, we were all relatively young, but even looking back like 100 some years ago, like it was pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Like, was it a World War II? No. But in the aspect that it affected the entire
planet,
world,
yeah.
the entire planet, like, I mean, it's just be cool to like, whenever my grandkids are like, man, was there really bats biting pigs, people making soups out of that and drinking it? And then like, yep, that's what it was like.
Like, yes, Jimmy, it was very sus. Now go eat your ribs. That was intentionally cringe in case you were cringing. But yeah, no, I mean, to the point about the just meme marketing in general, I like it. I mean, I'm surprised you didn't mention Duolingo.
Yo,
as
that is
one
such a
of
good
them
one though.
as well. I mean, Wendy's
Wendy's is
also.
killer.
Wendy's has been doing
Killer.
it for years with the meme tweets. But I mean, yeah, I am the type of person that I feel like you have these corporations, and it's usually from like bigger corporations or mom and pop shops that are sort of owned by the older mom and pop, right?
Mhm.
And when you see an advertisement like that type of marketing that is just so no effort, really, because it feels no effort, right?
Yes.
When you see that type of thing, you just imagine the higher ups just seething
Yeah.
that
Oh,
it's
yeah.
working, right? And
Yes.
it's for whatever reason, it just makes you happy that it's like, no, this is the type of thing that we want. And when I see that, like, I'm more likely to actually click on it or watch it or be interested than when I see the whole like, very stylized, very heavily edited
Yeah.
side of things.
I saw it was really funny. There was just in my field, I follow a lot of different automotive dealerships and service centers and stuff like that. And one of my favorite ones that I saw recently, it was like, "Boss is not here." You know what that means? Catalytic converter in the office. And a guy just took photos of him having a leash on a catalytic converter, just like taking a stop motion film, just all through the office. And it was just literally the effort in that video was caption 45 photos that he just put to music.
Right.
And like 1.3 million views.
Yeah.
I was like, it's just like it's so good. It's so good.
Yeah. What do you think for people? Because I've done advertisements before,
Mhm.
and that's one thing with me is like now my area of expertise is making the outdated type of videos, right?
Yeah.
So I've done advertisement, and I'm working on some where it's like, yeah, we want to try something new. Others, though, I think in your case it's a little bit different. In your case, I would say for the type of places that you've worked for, a more traditional type of advertising is more applicable because of the target audience that you're trying to
Yes.
reach. If you're working for an organization whose target audience is middle to old age, typically you're not going to want to use memes as your desired format to reach those people.
People will be offended. But Steven's right, it's all target audience related.
Mhm.
Depending on what your audience is how you would do it. Because traditional media still works for the older generation.
It does, yes.
Because they don't have TikTok, Instagram, Threads, X. So you have to put it in the paper, you have to put it on the radio, you have to put it on billboards. Like that's their niche.
That is.
Our area specifically, older population for the most part, it's still traditional media. However, if your company's specifically going after the younger audience, then that's where the newer media comes into play.
I think that there's also a difference between like a very old style, like an early 2000s style, and a sleek, modern version
Yes.
that is sort of that bridge.
Mhm.
It's not a meme, but it's also not funeral home, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, funeral home, another great example of advertising you probably can't be too unserious with.
Yeah.
But
I
I would-
disagree.
well-
I have seen some funny funeral home stuff.
I would love to see some funny funeral homes.
Dude, I'll send it to you after this.
Insert
Please,
here.
there is some stuff. I saw like apparently there's funeral homes where you can like have multiple crematoriums going at the same time,
Mhm.
like bigger ones, and so like they would play like I saw one was like blindfolded games like guess that corpse. And so based off the ash pile that was collected after, you're gonna be like, which one was it? I don't know if it was real or not, but
Yeah.
like it was content they put out there and to make you think that way.
See, I feel like that will become more popular for funeral homes as people from the younger generations get older, because they will appreciate that type of
Yes.
dark humor.
Yeah.
And I mean, to be honest, I would love to have my funeral at a very dark humor friendly environment
that'd
like
be
that.
so
You know what I
cool.
mean? Because yeah,
We should do a living-
put the fun in funeral.
We should do
you
a
know?
living funeral for you, Steven.
A living funeral. We
Yes.
did a living funeral for you.
We did, absolutely.
We did
Absolutely.
during COVID. I don't know if you were around for this. During COVID,
Well, I wasn't live.
Addie, yes, you were in fact alive. No, Addie killed Jonathan with her awful cooking,
Yep.
and so then we had a Zoom funeral for Jonathan. We dressed up.
Legit
We were
funeral.
in suits. We gave eulogies. His ghost was there.
Yep.
He saw the whole
Fantastic.
thing. There, I created an entire meme video of our friends' faces on the scene from Star Wars where Qui-Gon Jinn is getting cremated.
Oh my gosh, yes.
And yeah, it was fantastic. It was wonderful.
I forgot
So
about that.
yeah, that's 5 years
It's your
ago,
turn,
man.
man.
5 years. Hey, if you want to throw me a funeral, I'll be there.
We could actually kill you.
You should just kill me, and then that way you have an excuse.
I have a question. Again, just marketing in general. So my perspective at a car dealership level is
Mhm.
very interesting from a lot of other different things. And Jonathan, we kind of share that to where what we market is vastly different than your cup of coffee. Whenever I market and put things out, customer retention is not the strongest. Why? Because you're buying a $35,000 asset,
Right.
not a $5 cup of coffee that you're getting. That was good. And then you go a week later for about a cup of coffee, see an advertisement. Oh, that cup of coffee was really good. I'm gonna go back and get it. With cars, you don't make that decision. You get it, and you live with that decision
Well,
for
you hope they don't make that decision.
That's true. That's true. And so it's interesting because we're about to reach 16,000 followers on our Facebook account.
Nice.
That's good.
But which is a really strong number for a car dealership.
A small car. A small
Yeah,
car dealership.
at that time, just not even like a big name owned 17. It is just a family locally owned one, but it's oddly enough when I got into it and I was like, okay, like yeah, I can do this. I'm gonna grow the account like crazy. That was my kind of thought process in my head before diving into realize like, oh my gosh, like people aren't just repeat customers over and over and over again. It's not like, oh, you want your usual Ford Focus RS 6-speed manual under 50,000 miles.
You know how I like it.
Yeah, and so it's interesting because a lot of your normal strategies and your inflow is very competitive. Because
Absolutely.
if someone comes in your dealership, if you walk in a coffee shop, if you walk in any restaurant, you're leaving with some sort of the product. We have people coming in all the doors. All of them, they come in all the doors.
Yeah.
We have people come in our doors often, and they don't leave the vehicle. And so, and the chances are, if they leave our doors, they're going somewhere else, and they're not coming back.
Right.
Because
True.
that is just how aggressive a market is. Whenever you are talking about assets above the $15,000 range, it's cutthroat.
Right.
Like you have to have, which is why we kind of at our dealership level promote sales. Our salespeople go through kind of rigorous training every morning. There's about a month where they can't even get a sale. They go through a proper sales training and a bunch of different things because people buy people.
Right.
That's what it is.
100%.
People buy people. Like, most often, a person is more willing to spend an extra $2,000 on a vehicle if they know, if they trust their salesperson, if their salesperson's relatable, understandable, very down to earth, not just like, hey, I'm getting paid salary now, I'll do the paperwork for you, you just go out and shop the lot yourself.
Right.
So we promote really hard, like, we want to make the experience as best as we can from the time you come the threshold. Actually, by the time on the lot, we don't want you just like, man, this vehicle looks cool, I just want to look inside of it. Like, no, we'll greet you outside, show you it, just so you have the best experience possible, because you lose someone right out the door, they're gone. They're not coming back.
Right. I would imagine that in your business that word of mouth plays, I mean, because word of mouth is always a big deal, but I feel like in yours, as far as the importance of the customer experience, not only keeping them there and having them buy something there, that really has to translate into somebody then referring you to
Reputation.
their brother or
Yes.
their family member or their friend or whoever. People are always looking for cars.
Mhm.
The key is to have them tell their friends who are also looking for a car.
Exactly. Yeah, and that's kind of, honestly, word of mouth is better than any marketing I can do myself.
Right.
Because, of course, through
You
advertising,
know it's as authentic as it can
you're
be.
right. I'm paying. You see that little, oh, there's 150 inventory, 23 under 15,000. Like, you see a little sponsored thing.
Mhm.
You know for a fact I am going through on the back end. I'm putting money in, so this comes up in your feed more. Whereas word of mouth is just genuine. Like, it's simply genuine.
Right.
You cannot buy genuinity. I don't know if that's a word, but I'm claiming it.
Yeah.
Works for me.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But that comes down to population too. So we live in a small area, so a lot more. One customer is a lot more valuable than one customer in New York City.
True. I would argue, correct me if I'm wrong, I would argue that people are probably willing to drive further for such a big purchase though.
Yes.
So you can get people from way out of town.
Yeah, it's like whenever I set kind of basically geofencing
Mhm.
is what it is. The geofencing location, and then also you can geofence demographics.
Sure.
Actually, it's interesting. Coming up here, I'm going to be making a post dedicated to third row vans, SUVs,
Gotcha.
something
Moms
like that.
aged
Um,
21 to 33.
Well, I'm doing that, but I'm also doing this thing. Going into, if you guys have ever been on Facebook Ads Manager, really, you can really dive into it.
Yeah.
But going into, who are into hair products, makeup products, stuff like that. Like, I am targeting it as literally as if we are a makeup or fashion company.
Right.
Just to hit the demographic of people who probably aren't looking for cars, but their husbands look for them, or their significant other looks for them. So that I'm just immediately going to put this in their brain.
Or their friend just got their new Subaru Crosstrek.
Yeah.
And you absolutely need to match Shelly or you're gonna not be the hottest mom.
So do you see more white Tahoe moms or black Tahoe moms at your dealership?
Oh, I don't know where to go for you. I'm kind of broken.
Where do we go now? I think Colby always gets broken whenever he comes on the podcast.
He does.
But I mean, that's genius. I mean, like, marketing specifically, not the way you would normally market a car ad, is just a good idea.
And you can't do that with traditional advertising.
You can't, and you also can't do that depending on what you're advertising, because some things, this is the best example because it isn't niche at all, but for example, a cup of coffee, you can't find that niche person that likes a cup of coffee because it's such a widely appealing. Now, that is a benefit to a cup of coffee that you don't have to do that.
Yeah.
But depending on how broadly appealing your product or service is, you cannot directly target certain people unless you do other ads after that hit those other demographics,
Yeah.
right? Because I assume that you don't do this every single time you post an ad. It's for
No.
certain types of cars at a certain type of
Correct.
setting.
Correct.
This goes back to the choice factor too, like the reputation. Like car dealership, there's multiple different options you can go to. You don't see an ambulance company putting an advertisement for choose us when you call 911. When you call so it depends on the market to like cars, and restaurants.
I mean,
or
you might
much-
be onto something.
much
You
different.
might be.
But other services, you can't choose the service. Like that's the service you're going to get regardless.
Sure. Yeah.
Your house is burning down. Let me look through who had the best ad for a fire truck last week and see who I'm going to call to save my house. Like those organizations don't have to.
House is falling down around you. Well, they only have 3.5 stars on Yelp.
Wait,
But it says their response time was faster than the one that has 3.7.
Yes, $19.99 plus free shipping.
wait, but this is interesting because, like, okay, of course, hypothetical, but like, if my house is on fire, okay, you just look up fire stations near me. I'm assuming your company has a phone.
Yeah.
If I call your phone's company, my house is on fire, can I please get a truck or two out here ASAP? What would you do?
So you could do it. You could do it that way. And the caveat is the county is going to then eventually dispatch what they want to dispatch.
Oh.
So you're gonna get the closest units for
I
the
gotcha.
incident.
What if you don't tell anyone?
You-
What if you just send your own crew?
If you just send your own crew and show up, you have to at some point tell somebody that you're doing something. You just can't. What do you guys say? Well, we drove 74 miles away to Somerset, Pennsylvania, because someone's house is burning down.
What is a 5-star review?
But they wanted us,
But
so
is-
we decided that was worth the review on Google to do that. Like,
This is kind of a random sidebar that we always have, but I mean, have you ever noticed, like, I sometimes go, like, I just find businesses or things like a fire station that have no reason to have any, like, real Google reviews.
they do.
But they do. It's like,
do.
why are you reviewing? Like, I love looking up reviews for public schools. Because they're always terrible. Because literally nobody thinks, my kid had a great day at school today, I need to go online and leave a review for a public school. You only leave a bad review. People only leave, for their certain businesses, certain places that are only ever going to leave negativity. Simply because they need a complaint.
So
Government agencies, terrible reviews.
so there's a TikToker that does one. So we need to do a 1-star review series locally,
That would be fantastic.
like 1-star rated restaurants, and we go find the one that's rated the lowest. We go and we try out their food or try out their services and see how.
That would actually be a great idea.
I think it's a wonderful idea.
We should do it.
Absolutely.
Can I clear my name of a thing that's happened to me review wise?
Sure. What
You
did
you know. I don't think you know this.
Sure.
So here's a story.
I do know I left the review. Just kidding.
5 years ago, I was attending church, and this kind of conversation came up of who reviews random things. See, we're going through, and we're looking through there's people reviewing different churches. I'm sitting with my youth pastor at the time. His name is Pastor Derek. Derek, if you're seeing this, I love you, and I miss you, and I'm sorry this happened. But now.
He's not.
And so
Don't let him lie to you.
I basically kind of messing around like, who does that? And I was a senior, there's a few other guys there, because it was just the older guys kind of talking. And I'm like, I'm going to review this right now. I was like, Derek, I love you, dude. And so I was like, I'm going to put a thing on here that how he's the best.
I can only imagine where this is going.
So, Pastor Derek's nickname was P. Diddy. So, I reviewed his. I said, I love P. Diddy as the Google review, and probably about 2 months, or it was our Halloween party is when it was found out at work.
This past Halloween or the Halloween after?
2024.
Okay.
2024 Halloween. I go to work and I see everyone laughing. One of my coworkers was just kind of looking at churches in the area, going through, and then found the review. I totally forgot about it. It's 5 years ago. Of course, all of the Diddy allegations just happened, and now Colby Mallery has a review left on that says
Is it still there?
it was taken down. It was taken down. I have a screenshot of it, but it just says, "I love P. Diddy," and that is it.
That's it.
Next thing I know, I have get a few other messages. Once kind of word gets out from some friends and some youth leaders there, it says, "What is this?" Like, And the thing is, there's so much backstory to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't.
Well, and half the people probably didn't realize that you didn't just post it. Like, they're
Correct.
just hearing about
Correct.
it.
5 years ago.
So now I'm having to try to clear my name of Colby Mallery says I love P Diddy on a church's Google reviews.
This is what we call aging like milk.
Dude, it's so bad. So bad.
That's pretty good. I do the same thing with Amazon reviews, reading 1-star reviews, and half the time it's a shipping issue.
Yes.
It's like, why are you...
It
why-
came damaged in shipping. Do they get 1 star?
Shipment sucked, arrived damaged, great product though, love it, and then it has like a 1-star
That's
review. It's
not
like, okay, so you just hurt the product that you said was good, but that's
No, they put at the very end of that review, because of the shipping issues, it gets 1 star.
right, which is not the place for that.
You guys should do also like a 1-star product. You should let me and Addie buy you like give
Guess what the yeah.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Guess the rating of the product, or like just give us a budget and we'll buy said things throughout that.
Yeah, you should do it with multiple stars, like
Yeah.
some 1 stars, some 3 stars.
It would be funny. I mean, if we could get people on board with that restaurant idea to go to different restaurants or local businesses, and like I don't know, hear their take on their 1-star review or something like that.
There's a Snapchat group that a person that does that goes and calls them out, like goes and tries out their product and services. He's done tattoos and like spray cans.
See, here's the thing.
Dude, committing to a 1-star tattoo place is
And
crazy.
he goes and asks them, why did you get these 1-star reviews, and have them explain to them why, and then he rates them afterwards, his rating.
Interesting.
Yeah, he's done like Botox, like wild stuff. Like you wouldn't commit to that.
So he's not getting it himself. He's just asking them.
No, he's going to services.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
Yep.
Good for him.
Yep. Plastic surgery. He's like, let's go try it out. The surgery got 1 star. Let's go try it out. Or he did a spray tan the other day. He's done tattoos, just stuff that I wouldn't commit to. But he's passionate about his channel.
I think when it comes to marketing specifically, from my perspective as the video editor, the one thing that I can say, because there's never going to be a shortage for the need for like good video editors, just in general.
Yeah.
True.
People are going to need to know how to do stuff.
True.
But it does, I think, annoy some people when certain things go viral that clearly have a lot less effort put into it. And I feel that too, you know what I mean? Because typically you want to reward effort. But I think when it comes to marketing specifically, it's about, because you know that if there's a really slickly designed production for a big corporation, that they spent a lot of money to do that. And it feels like you want to reward the little guy, so to speak. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Which isn't always necessarily the best attitude to have, but I do understand it to an extent. The hard part for me is when it comes to things that are a little bit smaller, and even something like the podcast, which we kind of do for fun anyway, it would be like really easy to just put it in Premiere Pro, the editing software, and just tell AI to chop it up and do it. And I've limited myself this whole time to do it, but I feel like we could be more consistent with episodes, and it would take a lot less time for me to do it.
Take time.
It would take a lot of time for me to do it if I had to do it, and it would probably be just as good a product, if not slightly better, because at least it would be consistent. What do you think about AI? Like, because everybody hates AI, and I'm mostly negative on AI, but I can't deny its merit.
It is the single most powerful, up-and-coming, widely available source that I might experience in my lifetime. I like
Probably true.
it.
Probably.
At least
It's-
for a long time.
It's been a while.
It is incredible. I remember. Okay, Dr. Kwok, I'm sorry if you're also watching this. I did a lot of using AI to get me past biology. Whenever AI was whenever AI was just starting, I enjoy up and coming things. I am very embracive of the new.
You're an early adopter.
So I heard AI, ChatGPT, whenever it was in version like
Sure.
2.1 or something like that, became a thing. All of a sudden, my homework happened to be discussion questions. What does
Okay.
AI do best? It formulates discussion with you. So I would ask AI, hey, the exact question. gives it back to me in a verbatim discussion back, and this was 3 years ago.
Yep.
This is 3 years ago now. So I am just, when everyone's stressing about homework, like I remember being in class and someone's like, I really like put effort into that. I looked up the answers. I'm just like, boom. And I also got very prolific with how understanding AI quickly. What are the hot buttons to add, or the how to phrase things better, how to give it more information to formulate your answer better and better and better. I love AI. I think though, there is a stark contrast of where an area that I'm not a fan of it, and in that area it is journalism.
Oh yeah.
From someone who loves a journalistic standpoint on everything, has a vast appreciation for it. It kind of sucks because whenever I go and I take time, for example, just cars, that's my niche, that's what I unfortunately have to, the only thing I have to talk about. I take a car and I decide I want to sell this car. Let me use a very journalistic terminology, really try to sell the product with emotion, with its value, with all of its quirks and features. And the fact that someone can take year, make, model.
Put them on.
Hey, Mr. Sensible, we're recording the podcast. You're on. You're on.
We're recording
I
live.
didn't say what I was going to say. That would have been really bad.
I'm very glad that you didn't.
Oh, my. Just the two of us? What's going on?
Hey, Colby's here.
Colby's
What's good, gang?
Hey, Colby, how's it going, man?
Dude, I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing all right. It's been a busy week, but that's okay.
Hey, we have a question for you.
Go for it.
What's your opinion on AI?
AI?
We'll be here for 15 minutes.
Ooh. Actually, Stephen's not quite correct there. Simply put, I think it has its pros and its cons, and it depends on where we go with it. I'd say within the next 2 years.
That was a very broad answer
That
there.
was such a broad answer. What's your favorite thing and what's your least favorite thing about it?
So, my least favorite thing about it is that it kills people's purpose to have critical thought.
That's not where I thought he was going at all, but I like
That's a
that.
good answer.
That's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
My favorite thing about it is that it's a time saver.
Ah, yes.
I think my perspective on it is that, kind of like what you said, it is a tool, and like any other tool, its merit and its positives and its negatives are completely based on how you use it. If you need to do a small task, that's fine. If you are using it, if you are for example, a big media corporation and you're using it to destroy creativity and basically fire your graphic designer who comes up with your original designs, and you use AI, which inherently cannot have original thought. It can have something close to original thought depending on who's putting something in there, what you put in, and the combinations of different things, but it can never exceed what doesn't already exist. And when you're using it in a creative setting to destroy any sense of original thought, and when you're using it and trying to pass it off as if it is original thought, as if it actually is made by somebody, I think that is a problem. If you're using it to aid yourself in a special effect or something, just as a video editor, I think that's great because we've been doing that forever. I mean, we've literally, as soon as computers were invented and they started using them in graphic design and digital things, we've always been using algorithms to make things easier. Even something like a Microsoft Word document, as simple as it is, it has programming that tells it, to recognize grammatical errors and things like that. Grammarly is a tool that is in some form powered by AI.
Yeah,
as long as you're using it as a tool and not as a source of creativity, I think you're mostly fine.
What a good answer,
I
Steven.
can agree with that.
I've had a lot of thought on this. What is your? Well, I'm going to let Aiden go here. And I don't know what he was going to talk about.
Thanks for liking my post on Instagram, Aiden, 27 minutes ago.
What's that? I'm sorry.
I don't know. I said thank you for liking my Instagram post 27 minutes ago. My watch just told me.
Absolutely. Cheers to that. It was a good post.
Aiden, I just love you in general. Mwah.
I'm out there spreading the love, and I love the love. It's great.
I'll talk to you later, buddy.
All right. Bye,
Bye,
guys.
Aiden. Does that count as an appearance for him? 0.5.
Mark it up.
Oh gosh.
I think prior to the phone call, prior to the Aiden feature, summarized is the fact that a creativity that I have in my mind for a certain niche, anyone can plug in year, make, model, trim,
Right.
and have it pump out almost the exact same thing that I would try to formulate, but they don't have to have a passion about it. They don't have to have the proper words to explain it how I have learned, how I know how to formulate it too. So, do I use it at work? I do. I in fact do use AI at work to at points formulate something that, I don't maybe. If it's like a boring vehicle for whatever reason. If I'm trying to sell to the first-time car buyer who just wants their first vehicle, I use it a lot because honestly, AI can be more passionate about that said vehicle than I am.
Yep.
But whenever we get some cool cars on the lot, some unique things that I am passionate about, I like what you see on Facebook is Colby's words.
Sure.
It keeps it genuine. But when AI can do the exact same thing, all of a sudden, what I put genuine effort into looks like it is AI.
True. Jonathan, you haven't said much about.
No, I like AI. I think it is a time saver. I think that eliminates critical thought. However, it's all on how you use it. If you put it, AI can't show the emotional part that people can. But if you plug in your thought process to allow it to assist you, I'm okay with it. It's just when you tell it something and you use it verbatim without your input, that's when it gets.
Yeah, when you sign your name to something that you didn't write, I mean that's more or less a problem.
AI has been my go-to of source to when I can't sleep or something like that. I'll just entertain it in the aspect of come up with some wild thing to ask it, just like that, something super unexpected that you'd be like never be like imagine me as Toothless from How to Train Your Dragon. If Toothless,
I usually do that.
If Toothless was in Star Wars Episode 3, and when Obi-Wan and Anakin were fighting, how could he have changed the outcome of the Star Wars plot?
I hate that I
Right.
want to do that.
If ask it that, and what it will come up with is unfathomable. Like I can confidently say that I am the only person who's thought about if Toothless was put in Star Wars Episode 3 at the very end on what's the planet? Mustafar, right? How would that affected the course of Star Wars history? Like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's wild.
Yeah, it's a tool to be used, and as long as you don't use it poorly, then. And now this is also, I will say, we're talking about AI in terms of what AI is sort of meant for, not the whole discussion of whether or not it's going to take over the world, which it probably will, and whether or not it's programmed by people with agendas so that it skews data towards that agenda. That's not what we're getting into necessarily.
No.
And I think all of it's 100% true. But the way that it's supposed to be used, I think you kind of got it right. Of it's a good thing, but not.
The scary thing about AI is there's endless possibilities. Truly, like the fact that it's coding for people now. It is doing some insane things to where I don't know the scales of what it could get to. I don't think anyone does. Like it honestly started out such a subtle thing, and honestly, bringing up Grammarly was such a good point of my understanding. Like I feel like Grammarly was one of the first uses of common AI. It was plug into your computer, it scanned. Hey, that looks odd based off of gargantuous amount of data that we've collected from properly written essays and everything else. That's off. We're going to suggest to fix that for you.
Right.
And now we have it compiling essays.
Right.
It's
I think one of my problems with the general public's understanding of AI is that they don't know the difference between what we consider generative AI and a more traditional assistant tool, or then just things that are digitally created. For example, 3 or 4 years ago, if you saw a picture on Facebook that you knew was fake, you said, oh, that's photoshopped. If you see a picture that's fake that was literally less than 3 years ago, but when's the last time you heard something about being photoshopped? No.
No.
It's, oh, that looks AI.
Yeah.
Does it look AI or does it look photoshopped? Same thing. I've seen some videos of, it's clearly a simulation of a car crash. And you see people on there saying, oh, this is AI. It's not AI. It's a physics engine built by a real person. It's like a video game that was programmed, designed, and the application itself was currently being used and run by a real person to get that specific simulation. It's not generative AI.
Yeah.
When you see Shrek and he's standing at the altar in a white dress getting married to Lightning McQueen, and Lightning McQueen has 5 fingers, that's generative AI. When you see something that you know wasn't made by a human being and could not have been made by a human being, that's when it's AI. And I think that the problem is a lot of people don't understand the difference between those two things, and they're getting mad at the wrong thing, and they're also not giving credit to the creators of like the simulation stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like that takes an actual talent to build those simulations and the physics within them. That's another thing that I think that people have a problem telling the difference between.
Now you're going to hear your answer to wrap up the podcast.
Sure.
It says, will my friend Steven Jenkins get a girlfriend in the future? Question mark.
Oh gosh.
I can't predict the future. But Steven Jenkins works on building meaningful relationships, being open to new experiences, and treating others with kindness and respect. There's certainly a good chance you could find someone special. Everyone's journey to finding love is unique. Which I replied, he's a good guy who edits videos.
It's so basic.
Oh, so he probably needs to buy some deodorant.
It says, it sounds like Steven has a lot of great qualities, especially with his video editing skills. Being creative and having a good heart are both attractive traits. If he continues to pursue his passions, stays genuine, and be open to meeting new people, he's definitely on the right path to building meaningful relationships. His skills and personality will surely shine through. My last question I asked it was,
What AI is this?
ChatGPT.
ChatGPT.
I said, he's semi-attractive.
It
It told me.
I will take a semi.
It told me it sounds like Steve has a lot going on for him. Attractiveness is subjective. It is not just about good looks. His personality, talents, and how he treats others matters just as much. Confidence in who he is can make a huge difference too. If he keeps on being himself, he stays open to new experiences, he'll be in a good position to meet someone who appreciates him for all his qualities that he has.
It sounds like ChatGPT likes me as a friend. If I'm being honest.
Which is hilarious, because I kept asking him stuff. I put, he's serious in the reply. It said, do you share your talent with others? And I said, yes. And then I put, thank you. I put, he's not a huge fan of you, ChatGPT. It says you're welcome, and I understand if Steven isn't a big fan of AI. Some people are just naturally skeptical about new technology. If he ever changes his mind or is curious on how AI works, feel free to share that. I'm here to help with anything, whether it's creative advice, general questions, or just having fun conversations. No pressure, though. He's got his own unique way of seeing things, and that's what makes him special.
Can I ask you to have one input? Can you ask AI how Steven should prepare for his upcoming tickle fight? Just out of curiosity, for training purposes.
The assumption is that I'm not already prepared.
I'm really just curious on what is the answer for this going to be.
Jesus, Pete.
I look so small on
If
the
Steven's gearing up for an epic tickle fight, here's how it should be prepared. Stretch it out. He's got to be flexible. After all, a good tickle fight requires quick reflexes and nimbleness.
Oh my
Maybe
God.
throw in a few arm touches and wrist rotations just in
wrist
case.
rotation.
Just in case he needs to dodge or retaliate quickly. Number 2, arm strength.
Oh.
He'll need to be able to reach to the best of the tickle spots. A bit of upper body strength could come in handy for launching sneak attacks. Number 3, tickle strategy. You should scout out the weak spots, sides, feet, underarms, and plan to attack accordingly. Stealth is key. Maybe he can even create a few distractions. Number 4,
Oh,
mental focus. It's all fun and games.
I gotta log in, Jonathan.
A good tickle fighter. A good tickle fighter knows when to stay focused, when to unleash your inner tickle monster. The last one, number 5. Laughing stamina. It's a tickle fight. After all, I'm going to be able to laugh without losing a score. It's about enjoying the moment.
So you're losing the tickle fight.
All above all, Steven. So just remember, to have fun. Tickle fights are all about good vibes and laughter. Oh my goodness.
I've actually
It really prepared you. Check it out.
Oh.
Do this wrist reflections.
tickle strategy.
You did 5 very detailed points.
I just
prepared for tickle battle.
that the fact that was a thing indicates that out there exists some existing data
On how to prepare for tickle
on
fight.
how to prepare for a tickle fight. There's at least 2 Quora articles on it from which ChatGPT is now pulled its data from.
With that said, folks. Thanks for
Pull it
watching.
up one last time. Pull it up one last time. I gotta ask it a question. Okay. Okay. First of all, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Tell us what you think about AI and marketing in general. My question was, we have a podcast that's based on the fact that we are not experts in anything. It's called The Subject Matter. Create a catchy outro for me to say as we close out the episode.
Nice.
Can't wait to say. Let's go.
Thanks for tuning in to The Subject Matter, where we don't claim to be experts, but we sure know how to have a good time. Catch us next time, and remember, the subject might change, but we still have no idea what we're talking about. See you soon.
Oh, that was great.
Oh, dude. I guess we have an outro now.
That's
Jonathan. I guess we have an outro
Our new
now.
thing's gonna be asking him to do an outro every time.
That's perfect. All right. Well, that was the outro. We'll see you later. Hi, baby. Oh my word.
Oh, I was crying so hard.
That was insane.
the funniest thing.
Colby was like actually like in tears. Holy night.
I was crying.
He asked Jonathan asked ChatGPT how I need to prepare for a tickle fight.
Oh,
And it was the best thing that I've ever experienced.
not just a tickle fight, an epic tickle fight.